guys, and welcome to a video where we're going to pretty much talk about, do we play the games in our collections? You know, a lot of us have accumulated a lot of games over the years, and now it's time to talk is, do we have enough time to play through them? So let's take a look. So, over the years, I've been buying games probably since I was 15. My first game I remember actually buying with my own money was Resident Evil Director's Cut. Bought that game, and, I just remember how hard I had to work for it, and I treasured it. And also, back then I didn't have a lot of games. Pretty much, I had maybe a couple games for my PS1, and I played through them repeatedly, played them on harder difficulties, stuff like that. But over the years, as I gotten older and more of my time has been consumed, and I'm still buy games that I want to play, it's been harder, I would say, to have time to play a lot of these games. I would say more of it's happened recently, probably pretty much toward the end of the PS3 era, around the time of the middle end of the PS3 era. I wasn't really going through a lot of games that I had anymore, and it's not that I didn't want to, it's just because I had other obligations, and, sometimes your mind is somewhere else, Some people have families, wife and stuff like that, and, that takes up a lot of their time, you know what I mean? So it's hard to dedicate your time to a video game if you have a wife, kids, it's tough, you know what I mean? You may want to play the game, but, you're not going to want to, you're not going to really feel motivated to play it when you got other obligations going on. And a lot of that happens to us when we get older. We have responsibilities. I work, I go to school. I'm really busy, and plus I'm doing YouTube, so it's really hard to really sit down and enjoy a game, sometimes, because I got a lot of stuff going on. Just this weekend, I was lucky enough to get Detroit Become Human, and I've been wanting to play that game ever since it was somewhat announced back in 2013 in a way. And maybe 2015, I think, is when they made the official announcement for it. But I got that game, and I played through it, and I was so happy that I got to relax and play through a game. I enjoyed it a lot. I got the best ending the first time around. That's how I usually do it with the David Cage games. I always get the best ending because I just know how to make common sense decisions. But going back to that, going back to the topic of the video, I see a lot of people, they buy games, and it seems like they buy games just to kind of fit in and be cool, because ever since video game collecting has become a trend, you see a lot of guys, in my opinion, really have no business really being in our hobby. Not that they're saying they can't be in it, but you know who those guys are. They're kind of like fakers and everything. They'll buy a game just to impress you, and then if you ask them anything about it, oh, I don't know anything about it, man. I just know it's rare. That's it. That kind of stuff gets on my nerves, man. Those are the type of people I usually try to stay away from, because that's every game. Going back to where if I play these games or not, I may not play all the way through them anymore. That's not on purpose, but I usually get an idea of what the game's about and if I'm going to play through it or not, because, time is precious, you know what I mean? You don't want to waste your time playing a game that's just not on the level, you know what I mean? I got really burnt out playing RPGs, and because they don't make RPGs like they used to, in my opinion. Just the storyline, certain things, the PS2 era was probably really it for me when it came to RPGs, besides, Star Ocean and the Tales of series. I love that. I love those games. But if you play through a game, force yourself to play through a game that you really don't care about, you're gonna burn yourself out bad, especially with an RPG. I did it because I usually always did play through RPGs no matter what, and it really killed it for me, man. I was like, whoa, dude, I cannot keep doing this. So I'm very selective on RPGs I play. But anyways, going back to the guys who kind of are fakers and everything, I really don't. I consider myself a gamer. Not really a collector. Like I've collected, I mean, I bought a lot of games, I accumulated a library of games, and most of these games, I would say, even though I'm still buying games here and there, I played through, I would say, at least 60% of these games, like played all the way through them. You know what I mean? And that's pretty good for a collection. Last time I counted back in 2016 was like 2,000 games, so that's not bad. You know what I mean? These are games I've beaten over the years, of course. It's all added into that. And what really got me thinking about this video was when me and Jason were we were doing the Hidden Gems video for the PS2 games, and I got to go back and play a lot of PS2 games like Spy Fiction, Lifeline, and Samurai Western. And I was like, I had so much fun playing through those games again. You know what I mean? It kind of showed me that developers don't really make games like they used to. Everybody's scared to kind of like be open with their games, you know, experiment, as you would say, because if they don't break even, or even if they do break even, their company might get shut down and they can't make any more games, or they don't get the funding or whatever. You know what I mean? Video games have become a way of, like, it's kind of like Hollywood in a way. Like, you know, it's so expensive to make a game and you can't fail at all. You have to make profit no matter what. You can't break even or else you'll get shut down. So it's pretty scary. So that's where you see a lot of the ideas for games have kind of changed after the PS2 era, which is the 6th generation era, I believe. Now they started to kind of experiment with DLC and all that stuff, and you know, that really turned me off, because DLC was a great option. I mean, seriously. But when you notice they start cutting out game stuff that was already in the game and using it as DLC to sell to you later for more money, it's got too much. You know, the first game I noticed that with was Resident Evil 5. The Lost Nightmares was actually supposed to be in the regular game, but they cut it out and made it DLC. So, you know, I mean, I just look at it like in the future where this DLC stuff that they're cutting out, how are you going to get to play it if you don't have the complete version of it? Because they're not telling you how you're going to be able to play all this DLC in the future, how you're going to be able to save it or anything like that. So I always look for complete editions of games. But anyway, I'm going off topic with that. But I really feel a lot of joy playing the old school PS2 games, and even some PS3 games, PS1 of course, all the way back. I feel great playing those games. There's newer games, I'm just really choosing on what I play, because a lot of these games feel like they're not complete. They're as soon as you pop in, they're already talking about a patch for it. You know, it just gets on my nerves. Like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, I think it really killed me was when Street Fighter V came out, and I couldn't believe they released that game. But a lot of these new generation kids will accept that stuff. They're like, oh my god, I don't care, I just want to fight you online. And I mean from an era where online was secondary, not first. But you know, times are changing, it's whatever. But I just want to kind of talk about this stuff, because you know, I have a big collection of games, and a lot of people wonder why, hey Reggie, do you have time to play through these games? And the big thing is, I have played through most of them, man. I mean, seriously, before I started doing other stuff, you know, I put a lot of time into these games, and that's why, another thing is why save data is so precious to me, because save data, you know, that's what you did pretty much over the years. I still have save data from Final Fantasy VII back when I was in high school. I was actually playing it a couple of months ago. It was amazing, like going back and seeing what I accomplished in that game. But warning to you guys, make sure you always back up your saves, because my PS3 hard drive fried last year, and I lost a lot of my saves, and a lot of them didn't upload to the cloud for some reason. So I lost a lot of information, which I was very disappointed, man. It hurt a lot, you know, almost worse than losing, like if the game had got stolen or something like that. Data is precious, man, because it's the time you put into it. You know, time is money. Time is a lot of things, and you know, that just really killed it for me. I was like, whoa, dude, this is insane. So anyway, with that though, guys, all right, so another thing is too, guys, I know pretty much, you know, when a new game comes out, you know, I told you guys how I don't really like buying new games because of what's going on with them, but a lot of people buy games when they first come out, and you know, because they're excited to play the game, but you know, they end up throwing the game on the shelf because they don't have time to play it. You know, you just have to be very careful of doing that. I understand why a lot of people are buying games like when they first come out. Either they want to play them or they're scared it's going to become rare, because you know, we're living in a time where physical games are limited to somewhat. You know, companies Limited Run and others out there. You know, you're like, whoa, I got to get this before it'll be sold out. because nobody wants to get stuck with a scalper on eBay trying to charge a bunch of money for it. That's like the worst. I've never bought from a scalper before, but it's like, wow, dude, like you just don't. There's that fear of that. You know what I mean? That's why you want to hurry up and get some of these games. I recently picked up Owlboy, and this was a $30 game, and I feel like there's not going to be DLC for it. It's just going to be the game is already ready to go. It's a full game. It's been out for a while as digital, and it's games like these that are uncommon to where that you feel like they might become like sought after, and you're scared that you don't want to end up paying like a $200 for it or whatever. So it's games like these that are kind of like fall on the radar that might become like rare and hidden. But I just feel like I don't know, man. It's like you buy these games and you're scared because they're going to become rare and a lot of money, and then you just end up throwing them on the shelf. You know what I mean? You don't even play them because you don't have the time and everything. So just I guess what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to buy games day one, even though you think they're going to become rare. Just kind of like just think about if you're going to play them or not. You know what I mean? I know you plan on playing them later, but I think there's nothing worse than buying a game when it first comes out or when you get it and just throwing it on the shelf. You know what I mean? Buy the games that you're going to play or you have time to play. That's the way you should do it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't get into this hobby, or didn't get into gaming hobby just to like not buy a game and not play it. That's unheard of. You know what I mean? When you buy a game, you are meant to play that game at almost pretty much that same day. You know what I mean? No more throwing games on shelves, because you throw it on the shelf, you're going to keep doing it. And it sucks, man. I'm telling you guys. I've gotten out of the habit of doing it, thankfully. But also at the same time, I'm slowing down on what I buy. Like I'm picking out certain games I'm actually going to play when they come out. You know what I mean? Or when I plan on buying them. It's just... Yeah, it's a lot to talk about. So sorry, I'm stumbling a little bit with what I want to say. There's a lot of stuff I want to say. You guys know I don't script anything. I just pretty much talk off the cuff. But I don't know, man. I just had to sit back and look at what I was doing with games and everything like that. And I wasn't this guy throwing games on the shelf on purpose. I only did it a little bit, and then I started to notice it. I haven't even played this. I was like, wow, what's going on with this? This is still sealed. Oh my God. So I had to take a look, and the next thing you know, I had to start downsizing on some games, man. Really, I downsized on a lot of stuff in my collection. It's nothing that would put a dent in it to you people who like seeing my collection, but I got rid of the Vectrex because that was collecting dust. It was almost caked in dust when I went to turn it on again. I hadn't played it since Jason that came over and did the room tour, Super Nintendo stuff. I only wanted the really stuff that I grew up with. Anything else, I was pretty much and I got rid of a lot of like rare games I had for that system, thankfully. And I just need in my collection games I'm going to play, and I don't want to have anything rare unless I'm going to play it. The value of my collection means nothing to me. It's just what I like. I mean, I'm not a complete collector or anything like that. I just go for the stuff I like, and that's what I base my collection off of. I wouldn't give a shit if none of this was worth money. You know what I mean? I mean, that'd be great if it wasn't worth money. That would mean there's more cool stuff out there that I might want to look into. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments what you think about playing games in your collection. Are you guys buying games and not really playing them? And let me know what's going on. How do you guys feel about it? Because it's very important to me, especially getting older and everything. I need to if I'm going to buy a game, it needs to be something I'm going to play. Because like I said before, if you buy a game and you don't play it, you're going to end up forgetting about it because there's so many games coming out. Our market is saturated. You know what I mean? Luckily, I don't deal with digital stuff because that'd be even worse. I only deal with physical. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. I do still enjoy like going out and hunting for games and stuff like that. But like I said, guys, I don't want to oversaturate myself with stuff because I like to play through my games. And I'll leave you guys with this. Not all games are meant to be beaten, but they're meant to be played to some extent. At least see what it's like if you get a gist of the game. You don't have to beat every game out there. I mean, seriously, a lot of games suck. Nobody wants to put themselves through playing all the way through them unless you want to do some kind of weird review or something like that. But You don't have to beat everything. You know, you can play it to a certain extent, and then if you didn't really enjoy it that much, that's okay. But you played it. You know what I mean? You know what it's about. You know, you could give somebody some tips about it, or what you thought about the game. That's cool. You know what I mean? So, anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna get back to playing some games, and I will see you later.